In this video, we're going to be talking about limiting versus clipping. So what are the differences between limiting and clipping? How are they similar? All right, let's jump into this. So as you can see, I've got a project opened up here, and basically what I've done is simply copied that same snap that we've been working on onto the first track. So what we're going to do is add some limiting to track 1, and we're going to keep the clipping that we had on track 2 while discussing that a little bit deeper. And we're going to compare the results and talk about some of the similarities and some of the differences here. So let's go ahead and do that. So the first thing I'm going to do is turn on my snap here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead right here, and I'm actually just going to shorten the loop for now. Okay, perfect. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and flip over to here so we can see our meter, and we're going to open up a limiter. Now I don't usually grab for third-party stuff right away. For the most part, Ableton stock plugins are really great. However, Ableton's limiter just doesn't compare in any way to FabFilter's Pro L2, especially when you're going for loudness. So what we're going to do here is a couple of things. We're going to turn off True Peak Limiting, and we're going to look over here under the styles, and you can see there is a bunch of different algorithms. So what do these guys do? Well, I went to the FabFilter manual, and here it is right out of the manual. So you guys could pause this and take a screenshot, and then you'll have this with you. The one we're going to be using right now is modern. So as it states, this modern algorithm can achieve very high loudness while also sounding extremely clean and natural. All right, let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so if we want to match it to the clipping, we've got about 19 dB of clipping. Let's do the same thing, and let's just do it exact, so 18.9, okay? So fantastic. If we look right here, you can see how much clipping is actually happening, all right? And if we look here, we can see the RMS has indeed raised, just like clipping. So right off the bat, this is how they're similar. They're similar because they're both tools that can be used to raise the RMS, especially when pushed a little bit. But how are they different? Well, they're different because it's the way that they go about getting that result. So again, similar result, but it's the way these devices go about obtaining the result that makes them different. This allows us to have multiple tools and multiple decisions to gain the same result. So in other words, we can use the right method on the right sound to get both a loud RMS, but still maintain a really clean, crisp, punchy sound. First of all, let's go ahead and pull up both of these meters so we can see exactly what they look like next to each other after we added that 18.9 decibels to both of them. Now you can see they had a very similar result. However, in this case, clipping is the better option. You can see those plus 18.9 dB gave us a perceived loudness on the limiting at negative 12 dB, while that same 18.9 dB gave us close to negative 8 perceived loudness from clipping. There's a reason for this, especially on drums. Clipping is 9 out of 10 times the way to go. Here's why. When you want to raise RMS with a limiter, what has to happen is it's using compression. So what that means is it's pushing down on the peak. As it pushes down on the peak, it actually gets closer to the RMS. And then we use makeup gain or internal makeup gain to raise the overall signal. So you're actually smooshing it or compressing it down. This is not the best option for drums or transient-y type sounds because you want to preserve that punchiness, you want to preserve those transients. So clipping is the way to go. Why? Because think of it this way. Imagine there being an invisible scissors right above the meter, and As you push up on the gain, what you're doing is actually raising that signal up into the clipper where it's actually just clipping off the top. Again, raising the perceived loudness. Sort of the same result, very different way to go about it. Now, just like drums will benefit from clipping, you really can't clip a piano too much because it'll start distorting. So in that case, a better option would be limiting. Either way, now you know two different ways to control your RMS, and depending upon your source material, you can choose the right method for the right job. Alright guys, I hope this helped you understand the difference between limiting and clipping. I'll catch you guys in the next video. See ya.